Welcome back to another Day Zero Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle deck list. So today, guys, we've got Mega Mutant. This was the character I was able to reveal thanks to UVS Games. And he's simple, but he's very much a low floor, high ceiling kind of character. So let's get into it. He is a 6 hand size 33 health character with the Giant and Mutant traits, and he's got all and evil as his symbols. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it has one ability, which is a response after you play an attack. It gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each ally card in your card pool. So this can be bonuses given to non-ally attacks, as long as you have ally cards in your card pool. Pretty simple. You want to play a bunch of ally cards, and you want to string out a whole bunch of big damage moves. What's really cool about him is if you have a bunch of ally foundations and assets, you can play all of those and then play one attack and give it a huge stat bump. So even if you only have the one attack, as long as you've got more allies, you can still do stuff. So let's get into our attack lineup. We start with Mutant Mashup. This is a 6-5, 6-3, 5 mid for 5 with a 3 mid block and the ally keyword. It says Blitz Mill 2, which is discarding the top 2 cards of your deck to the discard pile. Add 1 ally attack with a printed difficulty of 4 or less from your discard pile to your hand. So you just mill 2, you get to pick up an attack. So really good for stringing out, especially if it's another ally card. Next we have Stomp Through Town. This card scared the heck out of me when I first saw it. It is a 1-3, 4 mid for 4 with a 2 mid block, ally and kick. As a static, it gets +1 to its difficulty for each other card in your hand. The reason this scared me is because I thought it had evil instead of all. And I really didn't think Hawks needed 8 attacks that had 1 difficulty. But anyway, luckily it has the all attuned symbol. And the later you play this in a string, the closer it gets to that 1 difficulty, which is really incredible. This is an amazing finisher because it'll wear, +4, +4, +5, +5 at the very end of a string when your rivals already had to deal with your other attacks. So this is a really good card. I really like it, and I really think it's worth the Ultra. Next we have Creating a Family. This is a 4-3, 4 mid for 4 with a 2 mid block and the ally keyword. As a blitz, if there is at least 1 other ally card in your card pool, draw 1 card. So as long as this is not the first card that you play, you're probably going to be drawing a card. We have Mollywop, which is a 5-3, 3 mid for 5 with a 2 mid block and the Stun 2, Ally, and Punch keywords. Stun 2 is an enhance that says your rival has to commit 2 foundations. As a response, after you block with this card, your rival's next check to play an attack gets -2. Failing that check will not end the combat phase. So it's kind of like Breaker, but only for attacks. So it kind of tries to slow your rival down a little bit. And putting a bunch of stats on something that already has Stun 2 is pretty nice. We have Black Abyss Sabbath, a 5-3, 5 high for 5 with a 1 high block, ally, and weapon. Enhance, spend 1 momentum. Your next check to play a card gets +2. Your rival's next check to play a card gets -2. Excuse me. So this is a really cool way to try to extend your strings and make it harder for your rival to block your attacks that are just going to keep getting more and more stats. Like with Covert Black Ops Arms, a 5-3, 4 mid for 6 with a 2 high block, ally, and weapon. As a static, if this attack is blocked, your next ally or weapon attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for every 4 foundations in your rival's stage. So if your rival's got 8 foundations, your next attack is going to get +2/+2 on top of the bonuses that Mega Mutant is going to give it. So kind of staggering all of these stats into one snowballing attack is pretty dangerous. And I know this is a lot of 5 and 6 diffs, but there are ways, like with Sabbath, to mitigate the risk. Such as Summon Nomus, a 3-3, 3 mid for 3 with a 1 low block and the ally keyword. As a static, while it's in our discard pile, it gets +2 difficulty. That doesn't matter because with Mutant Mashup, it looks at our printed difficulty. And then as an enhance, the next card we play gets -2 difficulty. Our rival may commit 2 foundations to cancel this ability. So if we play this in the middle of a string and say, hey, our next card, because it doesn't have to be an attack, our next card is going to get -2 difficulty. Well, we've already put stats on this with Mega Mutant. If this is, say, our 3rd attack or our 4th attack, let's say it's the 4th attack. It gets +4/+4 because we have 3 other ally cards in our card pool. That's a 7 mid-7. Does your rival really want to commit 2 additional resources to stop your next attack from getting cheaper? Well, if they don't, your next attack is going to be cheaper and stronger. So it's a little bit of a darned if you do, darned if you don't. It's a really cool card that doesn't see a lot of play, and I think it works great for Mega Mutant. Onto our non-attack cards, we start with our assets. We have Airy. Airy is a 2/5 with a 3 low block, ally, and unique. As a static, while this card is in our stage, at the start of our end phase, we ready 1 non-unique asset, or a foundation that was not ready this combat phase. So we go into our rival's turn with 1 more resource ready. And then as a response, we can remove Airy and spend 1 momentum before the damage step of your rival's attack, reduce its damage to your current health -1. So that attack that was coming for lethal is now going to leave us at 1. Next we have Team Dr. Ichigaki. This is a 2/5, 2 mid-block, ally, and unique. As a response, remove after a non-keyword ability played on a non-character card is played, cancel it. So if our rival tries to play a blitz, a response, an enhance, anything that's not a keyword ability, such as stun or powerful or breaker, or as long as it's not played on a character card, we can just tell our rival no. Next up, we have our actions. We have Trash the City. This is a 4/6 with no block zone and a scheme keyword. So this has to be the first card we play during our turn because it's got that first form. As a static, it does not count towards our progressive difficulty. As a first form, the first thing we do after drawing our hand, we get to seal 1 rival foundation. We get to tell our rival that good defensive piece doesn't work this turn. And as a response in our card pool, after we play an attack, our rival has to commit 1 foundation. So kind of doing our best Toga 3 impersonation, that every time we get to play an attack, we force our rival to commit another resource, which combined with cards like Summon Nomu, can really stack up on forcing our rival to make some really hard decisions and allowing us to string out further. And of course, we're an evil character, we gotta be running Barrier Shield. This is a 2/5, 2 high block, ally. As a static, it does not count towards progressive difficulty. As an enhance, we can remove it, reduce this attack speed to 0. The next card you play this turn gains Breaker 2. Very good defensive ability. And as an enhance, our rival cannot add, Our rival cannot add cards to their hand during this attack due to their non-character effects. So if our rival's got a lot of draw on board and we don't want them to draw defensively, we can play this as an enhance. It doesn't count towards progressive difficulty, but it does count towards our ally count in our card pool, so we can give a whole bunch of stats to our cards. And onto our backups. We have Cynthia Utrum, Veiled Villain, a 5 difficulty, 5 control, 4 stamina, 0 mid-block backup. It's got ally, unique, and elusive. Elusive being the new backup keyword as a static that says it cannot be attacked by your rival's first attack during the turn. And what's cool about Cynthia, she's 5 difficulty. You usually want to play your non-attack cards last in a turn, but 5 difficulty is pretty hard to manage, especially if it's not like turn 1 or turn 2. But she's an ally card, so playing her isn't much different from playing a 5 difficulty attack for us. And as long as she's in our card pool, she's going to keep giving our attacks more damage and speed because of Mega Mutant. So we kind of get away with it here. As an enhance during our turn, we can commit her. Our rival has to just discard a card. Just 1 less card you get to block with. And as a tenacious response, after this backup is attacked, our rival has to remove the top 2 cards of their deck. So kind of getting a little bit of deck disruption in there as well. And we have Sean Gilmore, a 3/5, 4 stamina, 2 mid-block, ally unique mage and party. While this card is in our stage, it is giving our character the mage trait, which we don't need. But as an enhanced, we can commit him. Our next check gets +2. So kind of helps us string out a little bit longer while we're hopefully picking up cards with Mutant Mashup and creating a family. Onto our foundation base, we have Martial Knowledge, a 1/5 with a 2 low block. Response flip: after your rival plays an attack with a printed difficulty of 5 or greater, draw 1 card. A lot of good attacks, especially the early ones, are going to be 5 difficulty. Unless your rival's playing like a pony or something, and then they're playing mainly just a 4 difficulty line. So just some good defensive draw. We have the long version, a 1/5 with a 3 low block. Enhanced commit: this attack gets -2 speed. If it has 3 or more keywords, it gets -3 speed instead. So just some good speed hate. We have unarmed non-combatant, a 2/5 with a 1 mid block. Response flip: after you block with a non-attack card, it gets breaker 2. We've got some pretty good defenses here with like Cynthia having a 0 mid. We've got some 2 lows here. Itself, it's a 1 mid. So we can try to block with any of our non-attack cards and just try to shut our rival's attack turn down. Next we have I've Perfected the Ooze, a 3/5, 3 high block with the ally keyword. Enhance: your ally attack gets +1 damage. If it is not blocked, your rival's next check gets -1. Now what's really cool about this is it doesn't have unique. You can have up to 4 copies of this in your stage at a time, so you can give a whole bunch of damage to your allies, and if your rival's not able to block them because they don't have the correct zone, or by using like Black Abyss Sabbath, you're able to hack their check and they're not able to block. Or with Trash the City, we've been committing their resources so they're not able to block. This allows us to deal more damage to our rival and say, hey, your next check's going to get -1, so you're not going to be able to block that one either, and I'm going to give it a bunch more damage with I've Perfected the Ooze. And it just has this staggering check hacking to where your rival just, if they can't block the first one, they're really just not, they're not going to block anything for the rest of the turn. It is really crazy. We have Misguided Big Brother, a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. Enhance flip: your attack gets +2 damage, but if it's an ally attack, it gets +3 damage instead. So another good source of some damage here, as long as we can force our rival to commit their foundations with Trash the City, Covert Nomus. If we can check hack with Black Abyss Sabbath and I've Perfected the Ooze, we can just really force our rival into a tough spot and give them a lot of damage. We have Moment of Normalcy, a 2/5, 3 high block, unique. Enhanced commit: return this attack to its printed speed or printed damage. So if we want to take it on the chin with our 33 health, we can just reset an attack to its printed damage. If we do have to block it, we can reset it to its printed speed and make it even more blockable. We've got Rifle Arm, a 2/5, 3 low block with the weapon keyword. Enhanced commit: this attack gets +2 or -2 speed. If this is the only attack in its owner's card pool, it gets +3 or -3 speed instead. So kind of guarantees you're going to try to block your rival's first attack, but also if you're combining this with I've Perfected the Ooze and like Trash the City or Black Abyss Sabbath and you're doing some check hacking, this can guarantee that first attack hits. And then with all of the minuses, thanks to I've Perfected the Ooze, it's really going to force your rival to struggle to try to keep up with your attack lineup. We've got Toguro's Dominance, a 2/5, 2 mid-block, ally, and unique. A response: destroy: after your rival plays an ability on an asset or foundation, destroy it. So if your rival's got some repeated damage buff or repeated speed buff that they can just play for free all the time, you can just clear it off their board. Say like, nope, you don't get to play that anymore. There is a Team Toguro enhance, but Mega Mutant isn't on Team Toguro, so we don't get to use that ability. We've got Defending Pageant Queen, a 2/5 with a 3 high block. Enhance remove: reduce this attack speed to 1. Just make it super blockable. We've got Human Garbage, a 1/5, 3 high block in the ally keyword. Enhance: once per turn, remove 1 copy of Human Garbage from your discard pile. ready this foundation, playable while committed. So if we've checked one and we have one in our stage, we can re-ready it once per turn, which is pretty good. We have Resigned. This is a fun one. It's a 2/5, 2 mid-block with the ally keyword. Enhance card pool, so we can only use this enhance while this card is in our card pool. Remove this attack gets +3 or -2 damage. So if we blocked with it, we can give our rival's next attack -2 damage and clear our progressive. If it's in our card pool on our turn, it counts for the +1/+1 for Mega Mutant, and we can give an additional +3 while reducing our progressive difficulty. So pretty good stats card here. There is a 10 guy response, but we are not 10 guys, so we don't need to worry about that. We have Tomura's Protector. This is a 2/5 with a 2 high block. Enhance commit, your attack gets +2 damage. If it shares exactly one symbol with your character, draw one card and discard one card. All of our attacks share exactly one symbol with our character, so we don't have to worry about that. And then Deadlock Enhance, if our rival has at least 11 foundations, we can flip this. Both players discard one card. So kind of working with Cynthia here to rip cards out of our rival's hand if they've gone into deadlock because of their trying to deal with cards like Trash the City and all of our check hacking. And lastly, we have Incubating, a 1/5 with a 3 low block. Enhance remove one card from your discard pile. This attack gets -1 speed, so just good spam speed hate. Yeah, and that's Mega Mutant. He's very straightforward, he's very simple, he wants to play ally cards, he wants to string a bunch of attacks together to hit really hard as you go on. And the evil builds get access to Trash the City, they get access to the Black Sabbath cards, or the Black Abyss cards. Rest in peace, Ozzy, I guess. Sorry about that. But you can kind of play this mini game of check hacking to force your rival into really tight spots. And I really like that. I really like that you can use this simple character with more complex mechanics within the deck to kind of really lay a smackdown on your rival if they're not willing to respect what your character does. But what do you guys think? Do you think Mega Mutant's good, or do you think he's kind of just too simple? I've heard a lot of people say he's too simple, but sometimes it's not about the simplicity of the character, but the complexity of the mind behind it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Leave a like on the video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.